Hi, Austin. I am so excited because this week we get to start our book bracket tournament. So for the next few weeks, you're going to get to vote on what your favorite books are. The books in our tournament this year are ones that are new to our library this year. So you may have read some, but you may not have read any. And you know what? That's okay, because we don't have to have read the books to be able to vote. We're going to talk about the books each week so you know what to vote for. Have you ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, let's be honest. I'm gonna guess that you judge books by covers every time you come into the library. You pick books based on what they look like. And you know what? That's okay. Because if a book doesn't look interesting, chances are you're not gonna wanna read it. So our vote this week is going to be on 8 different books. And you're voting just based on the covers of the books, just what they look like. So let's take a look at these books. Our first competition is between the books Waiting on Mr. Sloth and Samson in the Snow. All right, let's look at these covers. All right, here's Waiting on Mr. Sloth. We have a girl and she's in, looks like an inner tube. What is this sloth doing on top? She is looking at him like she is getting pretty impatient. All right, and then on the back, we've got a tree, looks like a little basket down here. All right. And that one is going against Samson in the Snow. Look at this cover. It's kind of spotted here. Maybe it's snowing. Maybe that's all snow falling down. And this, I'm going to guess, is Samson. He looks like a woolly mammoth. Look at, you can see all the little hair on him and his little tail sticking out. All right. Oh, but look at the back. It doesn't look like it's snowing anymore. Look, oh, and on the front, his trunk was pointing down, but look, now it's pointing up. Maybe he's happier now that it's not snowing so much. All right, so you're gonna vote between those 2 books. Our second competition is between the books Buffalo Fluffalo and Don't Blow Your Top. All right, here's Buffalo Fluffalo. This is so cute. Look, you can see the little fluffy fur all around. And look at those eyes. He looks kind of has this funny face on, like he's kind of angry. You're so fluffy. Why are you so angry? You should be cute. Cute and nice and sweet. All right, and then on the back, look, we have more of his little fluffy curls going on. All right, there's Buffalo Fluffalo. And then we have Don't Blow Your Top. Look at this little volcano. Look at that face he's making. Look, it looks like he has erupted. I love the colors on this, not eruption. I don't understand how illustrators get such bright colors in their pictures. All right, and then on the back, uh-oh. What do you think that volcano is feeling? All right, so you got Buffalo Fluffalo and Don't Blow Your Top. Our third competition is If I Was a Horse and Dino Grow. All right, here's If I Was a Horse. So look, we have this horse is going downstairs, and that horse is wearing a tutu and a party hat. Why is that horse inside? I've never heard of a horse being inside before. Why is she dressed up for a party? All right, and then on the back, oh, it looks like a different room, maybe different staircase, but the horse is going upstairs, and look at that picture. It's all crooked. I bet that horse hit it while it was going upstairs. All right, and then we have Dino Grow. Look how big that dinosaur is. Look, there's a little kid down here. Look how big that dinosaur is compared to him. Why do you think it's called Dino Grow? Even compared to the tree, he's way taller than the tree. All right, and on the back, oh, look. Have you ever measured yourself in the doorway or marked your height? Look, keeps on growing, growing, growing. Oh my goodness, now he's up to the ceiling. How are they gonna mark him now? All right, If I Was a Horse and Dino Grow. And our last competition is between the books Nerdy Corn and Pluto Gets the Call. Okay, here's Nerdy Corn. I love Nerdy Corn's glasses, maybe because I wear glasses too, but I think that's so cute. Look at all these different things. Science and books and robots and all kinds of things. Holding her blowtorch there. What do you think she's gonna make? All right, and on the back, look at that face. Nerdy Corn does not look too impressed. All right, there's Nerdy Corn. And then our last book is Pluto Gets the Call. So we have, oh, look, these big planets up here. And then here's little Pluto down here. All right. And then on the back, look at those, all the patterns that they put in those rings around that planet. That's pretty cool. All right, so those are our 8 books for this week. There is a Google form on our library Canvas page where you're going to get to cast your vote. You're going to pick the top 4 books. Okay, so 1 from each of those competitions. You're going to pick which one from each of those competitions you think looks the most interesting. Students at Austin are going to get to vote all week long. So on Friday, the votes for this week are going to close once our last class comes to the library. If you have any kids in your class that are absent on library day, you can tell them about this competition. They can vote. They can watch this video on Canvas and then they can cast their vote, even if they didn't get to come to the library this week. So their voices can be heard too. You may have noticed out in the hallway outside of the library, I've made a book bracket in the hallway. So on Monday, when you come to school, you're going to get to see who the winners for this week are. The winners will be on that book bracket, and then next week, y'all are going to be voting for the final 4.